Hello, class of 2021. This is your guidance team here. We wanted to make sure that you have all the support that you need as we go into this new school year and also preparing you for what to expect after high school. This is your guidance team, and I'm going to pass the mic over to Ms. Aginica.
Hi, everyone. My name is Mrs. Aginica. I am guidance counselor for students' last names beginning with the letters A through G-O-M.
And I am Ms. Subaba. I am guidance counselor for last names G-O-N through O.
My name is Beeson. I'm the guidance counselor for students' last names P through Z.
I'm Mrs. Renee Areno, and I'm the guidance secretary.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Bencomo, and I'm the College and Career Center specialist.
So there are lots of supports available for you, even through the virtual format this semester. And so we wanted to give you some tips on how you can make sure you're connecting to the appropriate resources to help you have a successful year. First, we want to refer you over to your teachers. If you have any questions or concerns, you are welcome to contact your teachers through Canvas, email, or even leave them a voicemail so that you can set up a virtual conference or just ask any questions that you might have. If you have any questions or concerns that are still coming up for you and you want additional assistance, feel free to contact your guidance counselor. Again, you can do that by emailing us, giving us a call, and leaving us a voicemail, and we can help coordinate a meeting with those teachers. Study hall. Just like our normal school year, we still have study hall in our bell schedule, and we're hoping that you use that as efficiently and effectively as possible. There are 2 study halls each day for you to check in with your teachers. So be sure that you are noting when your teachers are hosting their specific study halls so that you can ask your questions, maybe just do some homework or check in with some group members if you have an upcoming project. It's also a really great time for you to study for tests and also get some face time with your teacher. Canvas. Canvas is a new tool for us, as you all know, and it's a really great tool for a lot of different reasons. You can use Canvas to track your assignments and due dates so that you can plan ahead of time. That is the portal that you're going to use so that you can engage in your lessons on Zoom. As you have noticed, there are lots of valuable things to be paying attention to in terms of campus news, like we just recently had our Club Rush, but it also lets you check your grades. And it's also the main portal for you to contact your teachers and guidance counselors and whoever else you want to get in touch with on campus. Some additional resources that you can turn to for support. We are actually launching Virtual Homework Center beginning today. And this is going to happen each Wednesday from 2:30 to 3:30 p.m. The Zoom link is posted on the website under the Distance Learning Instruction tab. Math, science, social science, and English teachers are available to help, so hopefully you can use them as a resource to make sure you are on top of your schoolwork. I'm going to turn over to Miss Renee Areno so she can talk to you a little bit about transcripts.
So I would like everybody to please review your information to make sure it's accurate, which means your name, date of birth, address, race, etc. It's very important that this information we have on file matches what your report on your FAFSA/DREAM Act and college applications. The race in Aries is used to see students' qualities, students qualify for scholarships, special programs, etc. Please contact me at my email address provided if you see any errors or if you need a copy of your transcript. I will be sending your final transcripts to colleges the Tuesday after graduation.
Thank you, Mr. Reno. So the transcripts are available for you to look at on your Aries student portal. So please do get logged in to check that out. This is going to be really helpful for you to make sure that you are reporting your courses accurately on your college applications. The way that you can view this on Aries is obviously log into your account. You will click on transcript on, I believe, the left-hand side. You're going to click on grades at the top, click on transcripts, and then you'll be able to view your courses and your letter grades. There is also a little feature there where you can sort by subject area or the academic year. Also, you are able to look at your CSU eligibility report. So this is going to be really helpful for those college applications. You're going to want to click on grades at the top, click on college entrance requirements, scroll down to the bottom, and you will see a button that says Print CSU Eligibility Report. Go ahead and click that button, and it's going to generate an A through G report for you so that you can see all of the courses that you have completed and how they fulfill A through G requirements. And I am going to invite Ms. Bencomo to go through the next slides.
All right, seniors. I'm really excited to present to you, although I'm not seeing my image on the screen, so I'm a bit confused. Okay. Hold on one second. All right, so as you begin your senior year, we're all super excited for you, and we have so many support systems in place with the College and Career Center. So first, I want to make sure that you take advantage of those resources, like the weekly newsletter. Every Friday that comes out, think of it as a love letter to you. It has valuable information, and we're excited to share this with you because information is going to empower you and your decisions. There's also the Google Classroom. I'm also available for one-on-one meetings if you are unsure about your plans. Also, take advantage of those lunchtime opportunities. Every Tuesday, we have a Zoom set up with not just me, but other professionals in the field to help you make college choices, your college list, review essays. We have an ambassador program that has their own website, and this is put together by students for students. So take advantage of that. Go to all of the college visits and reach out for help with college applications, essays, and scholarships. All of this is coming pretty rapidly, all at the same time. And then later, when you're able to take a breath of fresh air, there will be career spotlights that will happen throughout the year. Pay attention for those workshops, and then also job and volunteer opportunities. And then later, internship opportunities. Hopefully next summer will be a little bit more free to take advantage of that. And while you're planning on what's to come after high school, we're excited, and there's a myriad of opportunities that our students take advantage of. Our students go to four-year college, two-year college, career technical schools, military, and other opportunities like gap years or different travel venues. So we want you to honestly think about what you want to do and embrace that. So here's a picture of where the graduates from last year went. As you can tell, lots of different options throughout the world, and each and every one of these students definitely has a special place in our heart, and we want to support you with your choices as well. This is a snapshot of the week ahead. So next week we have several college visits, and you're going to find information about these college visits and workshops and appointment schedules, but also on Naviance as well, and how you can RSVP for those college visits. So supporting your college and career goals, we use Naviance, and I really hope that you embrace this tool, because this is here to help you. And there's so many tools within Naviance to kind of facilitate your choices. There is going to be the college application management tool, career and college and career search, scholarship search, career clusters with education pathways, goal setting, task management, and you sign up for the college visits here. So make sure to add all colleges and vocational schools to your colleges I'm applying to list Naviance. This is how we support you and your choices at Prospect. This is how we send those supporting documents. So it's important that you take advantage of this tool so that your applications are complete. Just to give you a calendar overview, a lot is happening in the next 9 weeks. And basically you have 9 weeks to complete your college applications. So this Friday is the end of our first grading period. Next week on the 25th, we're having another college app workshop during lunch via Zoom. It's going to be a repeat of what happened earlier this week. October 2nd is the deadline to notify teachers and counselors if you have an early decision or early action application. They need to know that so they can prepare your letters of recommendation in a complete way. You never want to rush someone when they're writing your letter of recommendation. So we do have a hard deadline of October 2nd for any early application. October 6th will be a CSU application workshop after school. The 23rd is the end of our second grading period. And something to look forward to, in November, we will have a collection of staff members who will review your application essays and personal insight questions and give you feedback, usable feedback that you'll be able to go back and polish your essays or personal insight questions so that your application really shines. November 20th, and that's the date that's 9 weeks away, is the last day before Thanksgiving break to contact counselors in the College and Career Center. Before the major deadlines, before we close for Thanksgiving, no one will be available during Thanksgiving. So November 20th is the last day that you'll be able to reach out to any of us for help with your college applications. Then on November 30th, the UCs and CSUs are due. And for the most of you, you will be done with your college applications at that time. There will be other deadlines later, and for that, December 4th is the absolute final deadline for you to add colleges to Naviance. We really want to support you, and to support you best is by having these deadlines so that you're able to prepare as well as us. Then December 20th is the end of the fall semester, and you have your finals exams before that. Lastly, for me, is the financial aid and important dates. Very soon, FAFSA will be opening. So all students applying to 2- and 4-year colleges and a lot of vocational schools, you need to complete your FAFSA and DREAM Act, which is a part of the Cal Grant. So that's going to open October 1st. We're going to have financial information nights on Thursday, October 29th. We will send out the Zoom link later, and West Valley will present and give an overview of what that FAFSA and DREAM Act can do for you and how that's better going to support you in your application. Later in October and November, we will have Cash for College workshops. These workshops help you finish and complete your FAFSA and DREAM Act. That's going to be on October 27th, November 4th, and November 12th. It's important to fill out your FAFSA or DREAM Act application and get that assistance with one-on-one. A lot of college applications are considered incomplete until you have your FAFSA submitted to them. So make sure you do that.
Thank you, Ms. Bencomo. So I'm going to talk about graduation requirements. There are three big things that you want to keep in mind as you're working toward earning your high school diploma. One being that you need to earn a minimum of 220 credits for graduation. Two, that there are specific subjects that you must pass. And three, in order to earn credit, you must earn a D or higher in the class. So I'm going to go down the list of requirements and how many credits and years you are going to need to get the high school diploma. First, we have social science, 30 credits. So that's 3 years of social science. You will start with world history in sophomore year, US history in junior year, and American government in your senior year. There are AP and honors classes along the way. English, you will need 40 credits or 4 years of English. So you will need to take an English class every year. We do have those honors and AP classes available as well. Mathematics, so you need 3 years of math. Most students, they're going to complete an IM1, IM2, and IM3 or IM3 STEM, and that's great for graduation. That works. Science, we do have a 3-year, 30-credit science requirement. You must take and pass biology, chemistry, and physics. Language other than English, it's a 2-year graduation requirement, 20 credits. You must complete 2 years of the same language. There's visual and performing arts. So 1 year of visual and performing arts. These are classes like art, 3D design, video production, theater, tech theater, and any class in our music department. We also have a special graduation requirement. You can see here, it's called VAPA, CTE, or special programs. So that's your visual performing arts, career technical education, or special programs, and that's 10 credits or 1 full year. In our CTE department, we have technical theater, video production, computer programming, digital tools for business, and accounting. If you are more of a person who would like to continue on in your visual performing arts instead, you are certainly welcome to do that to fulfill the requirement. Or if you're involved in a special program, a perfect example could be AVID, that will work in there. College prep elective, we do have some specific classes that go straight into college prep elective. That could be your human anatomy and physiology class. We have journalism that could work in there. But if you go above and beyond any of the requirements that I've already mentioned, that could work into your college prep elective. So an example could be if you're someone who's interested in doing a 4th year of math, knowing that we only require 3 years, that 4th year of math can go into your college prep elective. We also have 2 years of physical education. So that's your PE 9 and PE 10, or sports PE if you did that in the 10th grade. And then general electives. So we have some classes that go straight into general elective. A good example could be maybe you were a student assistant or peer tutor or avid peer tutor. That could work straight into that category. But much like the college prep elective, if you go above and beyond any of those subjects that I've already talked about, that can go straight into your general elective category. So you need 20 credits of that, which is equivalent to 2 years. So important academic facts. As I mentioned in the previous slide, you do need a minimum of a D to earn credits toward graduation. Please do keep in mind that if you are applying to 4-year colleges, they want to see at least a C- or better. So if you want to keep that door open to you for 4-year colleges, make sure you are earning that C- or better. Colleges are accepting the pass not pass grades that were earned in spring 2020. Any classes that were not passed, they do not earn any credits. So if you failed, no credits. And they are still calculated into the GPA as a 0, and they will remain on the transcript. If you plan to take classes outside of Prospect, they can only be approved to be added to your high school transcript if you need it for graduation. Prior to signing up for any class outside of Prospect, please be sure to reach out to your guidance counselor so that we can review that with you and make sure that it's benefiting you in the way that you hope it does. Credit recovery. So sometimes life happens and you need an opportunity to recover a class that you need for graduation. There are lots of options available. We have Odysseyware, which was formerly called Plato PLE. This is an online platform that we have a teacher supervise. So this year it's actually during 5th period. Still a class that you have to report to. You have a teacher, a prospect teacher, monitoring your progress, and they will make sure that it's a smooth semester for you to recover that course. There are some specific classes at SVCTE that can work toward specific graduation requirements, so please do talk to your guidance counselor about that. There are classes at CASE Night School, which is the CASE Adult Education Program. They have credit recovery available in English and history and up to 10 credits of general elective. You could take classes through the community college through concurrent enrollment or through dual enrollment, which is a partnership that we have with West Valley, where they have their professors teach classes to our students in our district. Or you can repeat courses at Prospect. If you are interested in pursuing any outside credit recovery options, please talk with your guidance counselor. We can share more information with you. We could even talk about other programs that students like to enroll in, for example, BYU Independent Study. Next up, I'm going to pass the mic off to Ms. Aginica. Sorry, I got a little excited there. I guess this one is for me. What colleges want for fall 2021 applications? So you can see here, there are 4 columns: community college, CSU, UC, and private schools. And then on the far left-hand column, you will see the different things that colleges are looking for so that you can be considered. This is a nice side-by-side comparison so you can see what exactly you need. As you can see, for all of the institutions of higher education, you do need to submit an application. For the community colleges, the CSUs and UCs, you do not need a transcript right off the bat, but your counselors will submit your transcript for you on your behalf, as long as you upload or update that on your Naviance account. For the community colleges, CSU and UC, as you can see here, they are not looking at ACT, SAT scores. They are going in blind for these this year. For the private school, it will really depend on which one you plan to apply to, so be sure you're doing your research on that to see what they're looking for. For the community colleges and the CSUs, they do not require any subject tests. For the UCs, it is optional and it might depend on the specific department that you're applying to. Same kind of goes with the private schools as well. It will vary if they are looking at those subject tests. For the UCs and the private schools, they are the only ones who are looking for you to submit a personal statement. The UCs, they are looking for your responses to the personal insight questions, and then the private schools, either you will reply to or respond to the prompts on Common App, or the private school might have their own prompt for you to reply to. Letters of recommendation. This one mostly applies to the private schools. So you might have your counselor submit one for you, or your teachers. It depends on if they want one or both. So be sure you are talking to those people ahead of time. You will see a little asterisk next to the UC. And we put that there because UC Berkeley is the only one who will ask for a letter of recommendation, but they will contact you directly to ask for that. That's not something that they're looking for in the initial submission. They will contact you to get that letter of recommendation from a staff member. And that will usually be sent to you maybe end of December, beginning of January. And then lastly, interview. The only one that may ask for this are the private schools. It will vary from school to school, so just be sure that you are looking there for that interview. Community colleges. Luckily for us, we have a lot of really wonderful community colleges in our area. We are going to talk a little bit about West Valley and De Anza. They are currently offering 2 years of college for free, which is really incredible. Community colleges are really great because they offer priority admission and they have transfer agreements with the UCs and the CSUs. They do have honors programs available if you are interested. And you can also earn a certificate in a specific vocation career. And luckily, all of our community colleges offer a variety of different programs that you can participate in. And these are the ones that really stick out to us. San Jose City College, they have one of the best cosmetology programs in the state. West Valley College, they have an architecture landscape pathway. De Anza, they have an automotive technology and a health technologies program. So if you're thinking about being a medical assistant or a phlebotomist, that De Anza College could be a really great option for you. And then Foothill College, they offer a paramedic and dental assisting program. And something that's really special about the dental assisting program is they do offer a bachelor's degree for that program, which is really unique to that college. So please do check out what programs they have available so that you can make sure you're enrolling in the place that's right for you. So what do you need to do? How do you need to apply? Applications for fall 2021 will open in spring 2021. You're going to want to make sure that you create an open CCC apply account. You will get an email confirmation once your account has been created. You need to know that this is separate from actually applying to that college. So it's kind of a two-step process. You're going to apply to Open CCC, and then you're going to apply specifically to the community college that you want to attend. You will receive an email from that college giving you your student ID number, your password, and your registration information. You're going to want to make sure that you apply for financial aid, so your FAFSA or DREAM Act application, which opens up in October 2020. You'll also want to submit your high school transcript or your college transcripts and any AP scores to the assessment center to see if it can clear any of the prerequisites that you might need for your educational plan. Register and complete an orientation and create an educational plan. So when you get to the community college, they really want you to have a goal when you get there. And they want you to, take classes with purpose. So registration is usually completed online, and they often have online or in-person orientations for you to participate in. After you do that, you can register for your classes and create your educational plan. Most likely even meeting with a counselor at the community college level. And now next up, we have Ms. Aginica.
Thank you, Ms. Sababa. If you are planning to apply for UC CSU 4-year college, you must complete the A to G subject requirements. And you have seen this list since you were in 8th grade, so it should not be new to you, but let's review it now. The A to G subject requirements, this is a minimum list for you. The A social science requirement is the history. They need to see 2 years, okay? Your graduation requirement requires you to complete 3 years. So you're actually going above and beyond in this particular category. The B category is English. 4 years must be completed. For the C requirement, it is math. 3 years is the minimum that they want to see on your transcript. So a minimum completion of IM1, IM2, and IM3. You're going to see here that the UC actually recommends 4 years. So if you're in IM4 this year, or AP Calculus, Statistics, AP Statistics, that's wonderful. We encourage you to continue with that 4th year. If you're planning to apply to a UC, it's actually recommended. The D category is the lab science. You must complete a minimum of 2 years. However, the UC requires 3 years. And that coincides really well with our high school graduation requirement, which we require you to complete biology, chemistry, and physics. And if you're in a 4th year this year in human anatomy, in AP physics, AP chemistry, AP biology, that's wonderful. The E requirement is the world language or the language other than English, the LOT requirement. UC and CSU requires you to complete at least 2 years in the same language. And you're going to see there that the UC recommends a 3rd year if possible. And we have a variety of languages here. We have French, Spanish, Mandarin, Spanish for Spanish speakers. So hopefully all of you are on track with that requirement. The F requirement is the visual and performing arts class. They want to see at least 1 year. And we have a variety of classes here at Prospect. We have art, 3D design, video production, theater, guitar, choir for some of you that are taking that class. So make sure as you're reviewing your transcript that you see that you've completed all of these A to G subject requirements. The last requirement is the G, college prep elective. And for those of you that have participated in AVID, you can place that class here for the college prep elective. That'll satisfy the G requirement. But there are other wonderful examples of college prep electives that Ms. Subaba reviewed during your graduation requirements slide. So just be very careful as you're reviewing your transcript that you have also met the letter grade requirement for these A to G subject requirements. You must have earned a C or better. For last semester, the colleges will take the P, okay, for spring of 2020. Now, as you review your transcript and you've hit some bumps in the road where you have received a D or an F in one of these A to G courses, you do have options to validate these Ds or F. And that means that you are actually retaking this class in some capacity to fulfill that college eligibility requirement. Validation also applies to math courses, world language or LOT courses, and chemistry for CSU campuses only, where the second semester, C or higher, or a P, will validate the first semester. So that only applies to math courses, world language or LOT courses, and chemistry, again, only for CSU campuses. If you are looking to validate Ds or Fs for English or for history, for example, you must look at some of the other options. And we have Odyssey-ware. Some of you may be taking a Plato class during 5th period with Mr. Eilertz or Ms. Hinshaw this year. Some of you may be taking a teacher-led version BYU online class to validate some of these A to G courses. Please, if you are thinking about taking a BYU online, make sure you consult with your guidance counselor first, okay, if you haven't already. You can also validate by using community college courses and also retaking the course at Prospect. Okay, so that again, we allow you to retake math classes here with us, the world language or LOT courses, science courses, visual and performing art classes. So those you can retake and validate here with us at Prospect. Okay, and that fourth bullet, a P grade from spring of 2020 will validate a D or F from fall 2020 as it applies to math courses, world language courses, and chemistry. That does not, the P will not validate a D or an F in English or history, for example. Now, College Board and ECT are very well aware of the difficulties of COVID-19 and how that's affected the class of 2021. So the good news is that CSU has suspended the use of ACT or SAT examinations in determining admission eligibility for all campuses for the 21-22 academic year. So at present, this will, for your class of 2021, they will not be collecting those scores. UC has suspended the SAT or ACT requirement for students applying for fall of 21. So they have made the SAT or ACT test optional. Campuses will have the option to use test scores in considering students for admissions, for scholarships, but they will also be test blind. Some of the campuses will be test blind when taking into account the SAT or ACT scores in their admissions process. For private colleges, we advise you to please check their freshman admission page to receive information, up-to-date information regarding the ACT or SAT test requirements. And just to make sure that they are requiring them or highly recommending them, or they're making them test optional. A lot of the private colleges are also going test optional. And we've included the website here for you to access the list of test optional schools there in that fourth bullet. If you decide to send your ACT or SAT scores, make sure that you are sending your scores electronically through College Board or ACT. And keep in mind, if you send, for example, a set of scores, the particular ACT scores to one UC, it will be available to all UC campuses. Same goes for SAT. If you send one set of SAT scores to a UC campus, it will be available to all campuses. Okay. All CSUs are test blind this year, so they will not consider any test scores towards your admissions. Please note the SAT and ACT is not required. We've mentioned that for you. And if they do request your school code, we've included that code here on this slide, 053344. Keep in mind that Prospect does not send official test scores, so you must go through College Board or ACT for the official scores. When applying for CSU and UC, make sure that you're applying directly through Cal State Apply and or the UC app portal. These are very user-friendly, so you should be able to get through them pretty quickly. Make sure that you're keeping in mind the actual deadlines. For CSUs, you will apply and submit starting October 1st through November 30th. For UC, the application opens up earlier, August 1st. Some of you may be working on it now, but the submission window starts November 1st through November 30th. Okay. For the application cost is $70 per application, but there are opportunities for fee waivers within each application. So make sure that you fill out those questions within the application to apply for a fee waiver or be considered for a fee waiver. Impacted campuses that's a reality right now, so we do encourage you to apply broadly. We've included the minimum GPA there for you, 2.5 for CSU and a 3.0 GPA for UC. Students applying to CSUs in the 2.0 to 2.49 GPA range may be admitted on the basis of supplemental information collected by Cal State Apply. So this varies from campus to campus. And based on the A to G list that was on the previous slide, make sure that you've completed all of the A to G courses, okay? Please note as you're filling out your applications, when reporting Integrated Math 1 and Integrated Math 2 on your UC and CSU applications, you will list them as Math 1 or Math 2, just so there isn't that confusion. We've added that here in this slide. You will hear back from your campuses at the end of March, okay, for accepted notices and any type of notification. And you will submit your student intention to register by May 1st. So make sure that you're always checking your email portal for the Cal State campuses and UC campuses to make sure that you've turned in all the necessary documentation for admissions. At this point, for UC and CSUs, you are not sending transcripts. Everything is self-reported. So you are applying using the transcript that you have access to through Aries. The final transcripts will be sent by the registrar, okay? And we usually send that after graduation. So all final transcripts will be sent electronically by Ms. Sereno. And it says there specifically the Tuesday after graduation. Colleges may want you to report all A to G courses attempted and grades earned. So even if you've repeated a course, make sure that you're indicating that on your application, what the original grade was and what the repeated course grade is. And if you are repeating a course, make sure you're checking in with your guidance counselor if you need assistance. For CSU, the early assessment program, they do understand that the class of 21 did not take the CASP exam in the spring. So they are going to be looking at other qualifiers instead of the readiness test. So they will be looking at your overall GPA, your math grades, your accumulated terms of coursework in math and English, and courses taken your senior year. So it's very, very important for you to continue challenging yourself this year because the colleges will be looking at measuring your readiness for college in different ways since the CASP exam results are not available for your specific class. UC application and the personal insight questions. Part of the UC application is answering personal insight questions. There are 8 questions that you can choose from, and you will choose 4 out of those 8. There is a word limit of 350 words. So it's very important for you to look through those questions and see which of those questions really is going to describe your experience in high school. These are some tips of things to avoid: creative writing, quotes, acronyms, repetition, inappropriate use of humor, storytelling, scene setting, asking questions. Because you have that 350 word limit, it's very important for you to start answering the question in an efficient way. Everything in the application is considered. So keep that in mind since SAT and SAT scores are test optional and CSU is test blind this year. So they're going to be considering everything that is in your application. Nothing on the application is considered negative. Data used to determine eligibility is used to build a clear picture of who you are as a student and how the campus is a fit for you and you are a fit for the campus. So make sure that you do your best on your applications, whether UC or CSU. Now I will turn it over to Ms. Beeson, who will talk to you about the private and independent colleges.
All right. Hello, everyone. So private or independent colleges. Many private, independent, or even out-of-state public colleges are available on the Common App. If it's not a Common App school, check their website because they may be available on the Coalition website, or they may even have their own application where you apply directly to the campus itself. Deadlines and fees vary quite a bit amongst these private colleges or out-of-state public colleges. Typically, I'll see that deadlines usually are in the January timeframe, so just make sure that you are aware of what that campus's specific application deadline is so that everything can get submitted on time for you. Again, letters of recommendation are typically required, so make sure that your brag sheet and resume are up to date in Naviance. We use this information to write you a more personalized letter of recommendation. Make sure that the information you report in your brag sheet is something that would be applicable to us writing a letter of recommendation. Sometimes we have students who include information that doesn't really translate into writing them a letter of recommendation that highlights their skills and their assets and just really sells you to the college. SAT or ACT scores may be required for your colleges, but you're going to want to check their website because they're going to include specific information about what their requirements are. So for Common App and Naviance, it's really important that we get your accounts matched. So you're going to first create your Common App account on their website. which the link is included here. Once you have your account created, you're going to need to match your accounts. When you are reporting your colleges and your colleges I'm applying to list, it's extremely important that you let us know your timeline for applying. Are you applying through early action or early decision or regular decision? We all make sure to prioritize our earlier applications when it comes to figuring out who we need to write those letters of recommendation for. Now, this information is gonna, again, let us get it all submitted on time. And before you can get your accounts matched, you need to make sure that you add your high school of attendance, so Prospect High School. You're gonna enter at least one college in the Common App that you're applying to, and you must sign your FERPA agreement. You can now search for your high school by our name, or you can search under our CEEB code, 053344, our city and our country. Make sure you put the correct Prospect High School since there are more than one throughout the US. Matching your Common App and Naviance. What you're going to need to do is go under your colleges list and you're going to select recommenders and FERPA. You can see a screenshot included here. You're going to select complete release authorization. Read through their whole explanation of FERPA and check off the box at the bottom. You're going to select that you waive your right to review all recommendations and supporting documents. That part's really important. And again, you can see another screenshot as well. Once you save and close that and you submit it, it's going to allow us to submit documents essentially through Common App or through Naviance to the Common App. So again, make sure you select the correct box. Then you'll go back into your Naviance account. You're going to go under your colleges tab and you're going to select your colleges I'm applying to, and you're going to select match accounts. So you can see it'll be that button. It's going to be on the right hand side. You'll press that. You're going to have to enter your email address that you used to register for your Common App account and your date of birth. Once you enter that information, you should get that green box that says your Common App account has been matched. This is what we need so we can submit everything to the colleges through Naviance. Now, when it comes to requesting teacher letters of recommendation, in that colleges you're applying to, or sorry, in your college's home screen, you scroll down, you should see a letters of recommendation. You're going to click on that. It's going to have you select a teacher from the drop-down menu. You'll select their name. I usually recommend that you include your deadline, your earliest deadline for your college applications, in the message you can write to that teacher, and then you'll hit add request. Now, before you submit this electronic request for a teacher letter of recommendation, make sure you have contacted your teacher and gotten the okay for them to submit a letter of recommendation on your behalf. You don't want to just surprise them by submitting the Naviance request for a letter of recommendation. And of course, make sure you're talking to them early, that you're not just trying to talk to them, a day before your deadline's due, because they will have every right, unfortunately, to say no to you because they don't have enough time. So again, you're going to go through, you're going to put that teacher's name that you want. You can choose if you want them to submit letters of recommendation for all of the colleges you're applying to that require letters, or you can specifically select which colleges in your colleges I'm applying to list you want them to submit a letter for. Make sure you take the time to carefully consider it, because some colleges might have a maximum number of letters of recommendation they will accept. And if you ask 3 teachers to write a letter of recommendation for you, but that college only accepts 2, and you don't specify which 2 teachers you want to submit that letter of recommendation for you, you might accidentally get that letter of recommendation sent in by that 3rd teacher that you didn't plan on submitting a letter for. So make sure you're carefully selecting who is going to prepare those letters of recommendation for you, and that you're meeting the college's requirements for minimum or maximum letters of recommendation they will take. And again, you can see a screenshot showing that personal note. And again, I recommend putting that deadline so that your teachers are aware and can get everything submitted in a timely manner for you. Early action and early decision. So again, it's super important that you mention in your Naviance list when the deadline for your college is. You'll also need to make sure you select how you're submitting the application. As mentioned, some colleges are available on the Common App, but then they also have their own application that students can submit to. So make sure you select which method you're going to be using to apply. so that we can make sure your documents get to the correct place. If you select Common App, but it turns out you actually chose to apply to that college, through their application, we don't want it floating in Naviance land and not getting where it needs to go. So make sure that you indicate that in your college's list. Things to consider. We recommend that you try to tailor down your college list. Keep it around 10 colleges, and you're going to want to include a mixture of safety schools. So those are schools where your academic records put you above what those averages are. So maybe your GPA is higher than the average GPA of students they're admitting. Target schools would be where you're right in line with those averages. And then your dream or reach schools, those are the colleges where they might be really rigorous or competitive to get into. So, you might not be meeting quite those average GPAs or test scores if they're available and taking them. Talk with your parents about how you're going to pay for college. Are they going to be taking out a parent loan for you? Do they have money set aside for you? Are you going to be taking out loans in your own name? Are you going to qualify for grants, possibly based on your FAFSA or DREAM application? So make sure that you are having that conversation. It can be a little difficult, but it's important that you know what your budget is for your college education. Don't automatically rule out private colleges. Many offer great financial aid packages that are based on need or your academic merit. So again, they can be quite competitive depending on, what you can show them, whether it's financial need or, again, strong grades or involvement in the community. Make sure you, again, fill out that FAFSA or DREAM Act application, even if you don't think you're going to qualify for financial aid. It can still be used to see if you're eligible for those merit-based scholarships, for example. So it's something they just have a little checklist and you just need to do it sometimes. Online resources. So we have actually created more specific information, and we have links here that you can click on. So if you're thinking you're going the community college route, we have more specific information in our community college and career options slides that might help inform you on what to do for that process. For Common App, again, we go even more in depth on Common App specific information, how to navigate it and how to report information on that application. Same thing for our CSU and UC slides. You'll want to click on those and go through all those slides with the information we've included for you. We try to keep this presentation a little bit more general and just cover the real important information, but we know that many of you might be applying to a variety of colleges, for example. So make sure you educate yourself on those applications. All of these slides are going to be available on the guidance website in the senior planning tab. Naviance wise, again, the big takeaway from today is that you're going to build your colleges I'm applying to list, and you're going to include all colleges you're applying to. That includes your UCs, your CSUs, and your community colleges. And make sure you're updating it as needed. Now, you may remember Ms. Bencomo mentioned a deadline to let us know to add colleges to your Naviance list. We're going to actually turn off your ability to update your colleges I'm applying to list after that deadline. So make sure that your list is up to date. Now, if you're applying to your Common App colleges, again, make sure you waive your FERPA and match your Common App account with your Naviance account. You may get emails from us if we see that those haven't been matched, but you have a deadline approaching. Again, make sure that brag sheet and resume are up to date. Now, if you actually finished your brag sheet, but you realize there's something else you want to add, email your counselor. We can open it back up for you. And again, this really helps us make sure that the letters of recommendation we prepare are up to date. And we also might use this information in your brag sheet to see if you're a candidate for any community scholarships we have. And again, if you did take the SAT or ACT exam, you can report those scores in Naviance as well. So that concludes our presentation, and we appreciate you taking the time to go ahead and let us walk you through this process.